ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people are asking questions in the Delphi case, Idaho 4 case, Summer Wells case. And I understand their questions. How are we supposed to believe that anything happened at all but a movie or a script that was turned down by a TV production agency or a movie agency or whatever? Well, a lot of people are saying, what is the deal? Why don't people just believe that this is happening? Well, lack of proof, which I've said on this channel before, and other people have too, even people in my chat. You got no evidence. We got no photos, no death photos, no crime scene photos, autopsy photos. And it's hard to believe that anything occurred when you don't have this out on social media or even the news, which it is shocking because, like I said, there's a lot of cases before this that we knew it was a gory situation or a horrible situation. Something occurred, like the O.J. Simpson case or Nicole Brown, right? Or the John Ramsey case or John Bonnet Ramsey case. So I understand what people are saying, and does it seem scripted? Does it seem that way? Well, it very well may be. Without evidence, without proof saying, look, this happened, this is real. You know, without putting out all the recordings in the Delphi case, without crime scene photos, it's hard for people to believe that anything didn't happen. And there's a lot of YouTuber production people that were running the show in Delphi, right? Was it all created? Maybe. Some say these people are alive. They just changed their names, whether they were in witness protection or whatever. You know what? Some of these women were so beautiful. They might have became movie stars or in the sex trade, porn or whatever, and they change their name. They disappear. They come up with a story like they died. We've seen that before in the entertainment business. So I understand what people are saying, and I am myself questioning if there was a murder that occurred. There might have been a murder that occurred, but it might not have been the people that they are saying it is. There was bodies, dead bodies, but it's possible it wasn't the people that they thought it was. Well, that's possible, right? Without evidence, without crime scene photos, proof that, hey, that's these two girls, and this was a horrible, horrible crime, horrible murder. Without seeing that proof, people are starting to say something fishy is going on, and that's I agree with them, because we knew more about the John Bonnet Ramsey case and the O.J. Simpson case and so many more before it even went into court, through media, TV, and we're just not seeing that on TV out here in the Upper Peninsulas of the area of the Delphi case, and so many other cuckoo crazy little clubs or whatever around here. We're not seeing that on TV anymore. when we're used to seeing that kind of stuff. Now, we did see something about the little kid that was found in the suitcase down south in Indiana, close to where Abby and Libby were dead or whatever, or another kid was found dead. So it is, I don't know. It's madness. I can understand how people are saying, wait a minute, was there even a crime committed? Or were these idiots just a bunch of druggies that needed a fix? So they created this madness to scam people out of money and to get their free drug money. Possible. But they should have released everything in the Delphi case, all the recording. They should have released the death, uh, the crime scene photos, showing, hey, somebody died there, right? Whoever it was, there's proof that we could see. Now, a lot of people are saying, why would you want to see that? That's sick, disgusting. It is. It's horrible, full of corruption and evil, fakery, trafficking. You have to question, were these girls trafficked somewhere and the murder was faked to cover up the trafficking? Anything is possible. That's why we need proof. For those people out there that say you're a sick person for wanting to see that, no, proof that something happened, that there was two bodies. We don't know who it was. It could be anybody. We don't know. And that's where being a forensic evidence guy and a criminologist and all this stuff that these people like Brian Kohlberger is studying to be, you have to look at the evidence. And we don't have the evidence in these cases. The Summer Wells case, we got no proof. The Delphi case, we know something happened. Either that or it was a massive cover-up. But without crime scene photos, without evidence that there was a murder and these girls succumbed to something horrible. And it wasn't just a movie production staged thing. I can understand why people are saying, hey, because we live in times today where it's so easy to do something like that. With the technology that is out today, it's very easy to do. So there's a lot of questions going on in the Idaho 4. Where are the crime scene photos? Why was it cleaned out so fast? What happened? What was going on? Brian and his sister were in the movie business and all this and that. Is it fake? Well, it could have been, folks. But if that's the case, people are very upset. And a lot of people don't understand the movie business or TV business. That's how they know they got a good program, is if that people go crazy on social media for this Idaho 4 case that's out. Well, we know dang well it's going to make an excellent movie. So what do? They put it out to test it, right? To get people's reaction. Some people, well, they don't believe it, but yes, that's the business. That's what they do. Good afternoon, Debbie. So without lack of evidence, proof that something occurred, yes, people are going to say Delphi was a scam. It didn't happen. It was a scam to get donation money, and a scam for some of these YouTubers to get a free ride. Maybe, I don't know. Now we're seeing that in the Idaho 4 case. A lot of people are saying this is a movie. We got no evidence. We got no crime scene photos. We got nothing. We got videos case first came out, debunked and said that's not real. This YouTube creator created that video, and now they're saying them videos are real. It's madness. And without proof of anybody dying, a lot of people are turning their back on the crime and saying, who cares? That is true. And I can understand why them people are doing that. Without lack of proof, crime scene photos, evidence that a murder, somebody died, right? Whoever it was. We have no proof that a murder even occurred. We're going off of hearsay. That's about it. Hearsay. Now, some YouTubers are saying it's a soap opera. It's a movie skit. It's to see how it's a test, a dry run before it hits the TV show, the big screen. Well, maybe. Usually stuff like this makes it to the big screen, or a TV. And that's what it could be. I don't know. We need evidence. A lot of people, that's how they base their case, is the proof in front of their face, the data showing that Brian's phone, right, was pinging all over there, inside the house, outside the house, leaving that area, his car. Stone cold proof. We're not getting it, so people are second guessing things. And that same thing was done in the Delphi case and Summer Wells case. There's nothing in the Summer Wells case that's saying she's killed, right? Or kidnapped, right? The police are saying they don't even think it occurred, right? There was no kidnapping. Hello, Justice Jane. Something happened, fishy, whatever it may be, whether they gave the kid up for adoption, whether they trafficked the kid, whatever, something happened, whether she just wandered out into the woods. Here's another thing. If she did just wander out into the woods, there ain't no one looking. Well, what is the reason why there ain't dogs all over the place and drones going through them mountains at treetop with a camera on the drones and looking for her? There ain't nothing, folks. And that leads me to believe that it ain't what it is. Same thing with the Delphi case and the Idaho 4. It's starting to turn out. A lot of people are just saying, who, how, where, how in the Idaho 4? Why did they get rid of all the stuff in the house without having people come through with cameras and videotaping every little placement of every little thing in the rooms, on the bed next to all this evidence that we're not seeing, that we usually see on social media or even the real news. We're not seeing that. And that's what people are second guessing, going, something fishy is going on. We just ain't got the proof. Because by now, that should have all been out. Crime scene photos in the Delphi case should have been out years ago. It never was. Bunch of blurry videos or blurry photos that these YouTubers made and claimed that it was the crime scene photos that no one put out, not even the police. So I understand why these people are turning away from the Delphi case and the Idaho 4 case and the Summer Wells case and going, it's pointing more to either a cover-up or it just didn't happen the way they're saying it happened. So I understand what people are talking about, and these other YouTubers know. Is it a movie? Is it a TV show? Who knows? You'll never know without evidence. without proof of dead bodies. And a lot of people are pissed at me because I want to see the proof. I want to hear the recordings, all of it, all 30 minutes of the Delphi recording. I want proof that it happened the way they said it happened. Why? Because that's what you have to do when you are becoming an investigator. What are you going to go off? Somebody that just comes up and says, hey, we got a bunch of dead bodies. They died like this. They were all cut up. It was gory. Intestines hanging from trees and ceiling fans in the Idaho fort. Let me see the proof. I'm not going to go off of hearsay. And that's why a lot of people are going, something fishy's going on. Either this investigation is bigger than what they thought it was, and that's why they're not releasing anything, because the investigation is not over yet, and it was bigger than they thought. That would make sense to me. Then I would be on board of saying, okay, right? And that's probably what we're seeing in the Idaho 4 case, the Delphi case, and now the Summer Wells case is either it was the biggest scam, or it was a cover-up, or it never happened, and it was designed that way. Why? Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, for money, subs, views, whatever. That's why without proof, without evidence, without seeing that there's dead bodies there, all cut up the way they say they were, and it's hearsay, folks. It'll make a great movie, a TV program, whatever. But in the court of law, these cases have already been tainted. Everybody's heard about them. It'd be hard to try them. It'd be hard to find out what's fiction and fantasy. And that becomes a problem within the justice system, because now you're going off of, is that real footage a bridge guy in the Delphi case, or is it a clip that someone created in a documentary, and now you're looking for not one, not two, but three individuals. And that's how people get off of murders. That's how rapists get away for free, is when you create diversion within a case and corruption, much like the devil. People walk away doing bad things. That's just my opinion. So do I agree with some of these people that are saying this is just a bunch of crap, and we're following a rabbit hole, and we'll never really get to the truth, because there was no murders. It was a drug deal or something, or somebody ratted someone out and they got them in witness protection or whatever, and they created the murders to make people think they died. Maybe, like I said, maybe they went into some of these women were beautiful women. It's possible they got picked up by a production agency, modeling agency. No, they faked their death and they become a supermodel, or whatever, a lady of the night, or I'm not trying to judge these people. I'm just telling you the world that we live in. Right? Is it possible something like that happened? Yes. You don't know how many people thought they were dead, and they popped up in California as prostitutes or sex slaves for a pimp or something. Yes, it happens every day. And for those people to look at us and say we're sick because we want to see the proof that these girls died the way they did, that it happened exactly the way, that it was real and not a production. Well, it's just, this is why people, you can't become an investigator. You can't become a YouTube couch potato investigator, because I keep bringing up, There's no proof of nothing. We keep going on hearsay. Let me see the photos. Right? Let me see that let me hear the recordings, all of it in the Delphi case. Right? We had Sheriff Carter saying there was numerous voices on the recording. Okay, we want to hear it. We might be able to pick up. I think we already know exactly what happened in the Delphi case, who it was, whose voice is on there. And there's probably a couple voices on there. We'll never know because why? The police said it was too gory. That's what the police said. Remember, Sheriff Carter said it's just too gory. We believe the girls succumbed to their deaths on that recording. Well, let's hear it. Who are the idiots on that recording? Right? And you know what else I hate is when they come and say, we got the guy, you're perfectly safe. Let then a couple months go down and it becomes bigger. Well, it was a ring. Right? And all along, we think we're safe. We're keeping our doors open and everybody's going along on their ways when we're really inside of a big, giant nut job, trafficking, drug cartel, whatever it may be. A bunch of just production YouTubers that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and need a fix. We don't know that. I'm very upset that I got attacked because I want to see the proof. My God, it was gory. The girls died like that. Well, let me see the proof. Right? I can say the sky is falling tomorrow. There's a 50-pound T-Rex running around, baby T-Rex running around outside. I can say anything. I can also create anything to make it look like there was a murder when there really wasn't. And that's the problem we're also running into in our time of age technology, where everybody has editing skills and editing programs and special effects programs where they can create a killer. They can create victims that weren't there. So I agree with a lot of you folks. There's a lot of questions they need to answer. There's a lot of things we need to see. Why? Because the times we live in. And people should see the madness that we live within in our country, in our neighborhoods. The American people should be able to see the horrors that these kids went through. And the other Idaho 4 and Summerwell, they should be able to see the madness that lives around us as a lesson of their monsters are real. And here's the proof. Quit lying to your kids, folks. The world's a nutcase. Complete craziness. Everybody's out for $1 a sub, a view. You even mention someone's name and they think you're clout chasing. You can't even cover a case because then people say, well, you're exploiting a child. No, I'm not making no money off of this. I'm trying to explain to you people that we're going off the hearsay. We don't know what happened this summer. We ain't got no police looking. We ain't got people scouring the mountaintops out there. Look, is it possible she's still alive? No. No, not now. If she did wander off into the woods, she would have died by now, lack of food. Not unless she became a pack of wolves came up and took her like Tarzan and protected her. No, she's probably passed away. If she did walk away and wander out into the woods and got farther than what they think, yeah, she's without food. Probably passed away by now. And that's the sad thing is these people created a madhouse And where even the government and the police are like, no, we're not even going to waste our resources because they created this madness. Even the authorities now are saying in the Summer Wells case, we don't believe there was an abduction. There's no signs of that. There's nothing. They got no proof of it. The dogs didn't track nothing. Yeah. Explain that, folks. Explain that. So I agree with the rest of the people that this is just turning into a madness. The only way we'll find out is after it gets into court. And then we might not even find out what happened. Why? Because we want proof. We want our children to see the madness that you folks claim is not a problem in America. You folks claim that this is the greatest country. Well, we want to show you folks that we live amongst idiots, stone cold madmen that get off on doing sick stuff. And if Brian Kohlberger is the killer, I can guarantee you that was not his first kill. For one, you don't take a chance like that, your first kill. So we're not buying it. We're going to wait until it goes into court. We want to see the madness that how did these people know the madness? How did these people know the madness of the Idaho 4 case before anyone else? There's no photos of nothing. The Delphi case, how did these people know about the madness that occurred there when there was actually no murder photos, no crime scene photos out? But yet these people knew how the girls died, supposedly, all cut up and mangled and horribly bloody. How did they know that before? And nobody even knows that because there hasn't been no crime scene photos. So I agree with some people. It is madness. We're going off of hearsay. We're not going off of proof of, hey, but that was a horrible, horrible murder scene. And them girls went through hell. Right? And what gets me sick to my stomach is these people build a bridge out there. Come out here. Look at where these two girls went through horrific madness. Come to the place. I'm like, oh my God. We live amongst a world that thrives off of horror and death. It's just sad. It's horrifying. Would you ever catch me out there? Nope. Listen, I've had buddies that died in accidents, rolling cars on the side of the road, or got hit by somebody on the side of the road, and people go out. I'm like, I'm not going to where my friend went through the most horrific time, and people are crushed. I'm not going to go to the place that it occurred. Right? Hoping to pick up on a spirit that was probably scared out of their minds. Death is not fun. I don't know where these people get off. I think I don't know. It's just horrible. Why? I don't know. It's just my opinion. That's it. You wouldn't catch me out there celebrating nothing. The Delphi area where the girls passed away is not a place for me to be celebrating anything. I'm sorry. I know it's wrong. I know you folks probably think it's horrible, me thinking that way, but I don't find a place that these two young girls must have just been so horrified, and go to celebrate anything. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I just don't. I can't bring myself to doing it. Like I said, I don't go to my own friends' places where they lost their lives and celebrate, right? It's a horrific place at that time. Um, and if you are them type of people that believe in spirits or whatever, I don't know if you're going to get any good spirits out of that. How do you get good spirits, good entities out of a horrific scene for two young teenage girls? I don't know. I don't know what kind of world these people live in. I really don't. It's not for me, though. So I can see how people are turning away from these cases. Uh, Due to lack of evidence that the government is not putting out, which is leading people to believe that either this is bigger than what they thought, which we all know it is, or leading people to believe that there's a cover up. And the third option is people are leading to believe that, well, that must be a movie skit that maybe was on Hallmark or something like that, or a Dateline 2020. That was an old thing. They were actors to reenact a crime that actually happened. But what we weren't seeing was the real photos. We were seeing photos that these people created and put out. So we were led to believe that these were the real people that it happened to. And people are saying, well, Brian's family's into the movie business and everything. And, was it a or a B movie that didn't get put out? It's possible. We'll see in court, right? Let's see what kind of evidence they have. And let's see if they produce uh, a crime scene in the courtroom, right? We want to see how Brian got through that house. In, out. If it ain't Brian, we want to know who it was and what actually occurred. Where were the bodies found? What was around the bodies? What were they eating? Uh, all kinds of things people want to know. And I don't blame them because we have kids, we have grandkids, nieces, nephews, family members, right? We want to learn how to maybe solve a case of one of our own, maybe one day. A family member or something where some one and one ain't adding up to two and it ain't right, you know. We're just YouTube couch potato investigators, crime people that watch crime channels. We're not real. Although we're training like real criminology by watching these crime channels and cases, which that itself, and if you watch some of these old crime things like Dateline and 2020 and Discovery Channel, the old, like from back in the 80s and 90s, where they showed a lot of stuff, right? This was a guy that exploded in his chair, right? No one knows how. He just exploded, combustion, whatever they call it, internal combustion or whatever, and then they show a body in a chair melted down in just 2 feet. And something horrific happened. This was a horrific scene, right? Something happened. Well, they don't show stuff like that anymore. Well, because people are all, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. But in order to see worlds, real life life, these are things humans go through: death, burying somebody, looking at a corpse that once gave life and you were affectionate with or whatever. These are real life things, folks. I don't know. All right, you folks have a day. These are why people are stepping away from some of these cases is lack of evidence, but it's still an ongoing case. So they're trying to keep everything hush hush until the investigation is over with and they bring it to court or the rest of these people to justice. So that's probably why we're not seeing as much as we should be seeing as citizens, as public. But I do also understand why they are withholding stuff until it goes into court, where they will lay out everything right in front of us, all the photographs, crime scene, and explain what happened to the Delphi girls, and then they'll explain what happened to the Idaho 4 girls and Summer Wells and Monkey Vaughn, and the list goes on and on and on and on. God bless you all for being here. I want to thank Debbie Fox and Justice Jane for stopping in. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but that is the truth why people are walking away from it. Lack of evidence right now, and that's it, right? Well, we're so far in the cases where everything has been reported on all three of them cases, and there's really nothing you can do until it goes into the court. Then you will find out the truth of exactly what happened. Right? So, I don't know. You folks have a great day. God bless. I hope you ladies have a great day. And now I got to get set up outside. I'm going to do an outdoor video. Hopefully, some birds are out there chirping away. You ladies have a good day. God bless all you and heal the world, and God save us all. And my apologies for wanting to see the proof that this horrific thing happened and it wasn't a production. Like I said before, OJ even stepped in the court, we knew from media that something horrific occurred at Nicole Brown's house. From the media, we knew somebody died horrifically. And we're not seeing that in these cases. And that's why people are going, what's going on? You know, Idaho 4 case, they're all suspects still. It's an ongoing case. All the boyfriends, food truck dudes, all the jealous women, all the ex-boyfriend, they're all suspects. Even in the Delphi case, I believe it ain't over yet. There's other people that were suspects and questioned in the Delphi case. Right? Until the police come out and say this case is closed, it's over with, unless we get some new information, we have to believe that it's an ongoing case. That's all we can do. All right, God bless you all. I'll be back with an outdoor video. You're all great people. God bless you all. You're all free to come and go here. Nobody is. The only one that's being held hostage is me. I'm the only one being held hostage. Within my inner self. Right? Being held hostage by these cases. By society, by life. It's horrible. Phenomenal. I got to up my security. I do have the American flag flying, folks. Oh. There it is. No, I do hear some birds out there, so I'm going to do an outdoor video. God bless you all and have a good day, and thank everyone for watching.